Our favourite Slovenian skier started today's stage of the Vuelta in the best possible way, posing next to the legendary footballer of multiple doping cases, Jesus Navas. A day with an absolutely pitiful start that has surpassed the legendary Formula One grid-style start of the 2018 Tour de France, specifically by starting from a carrefour in Jerez de la Frontera, which, according to the Vuelta organisation, will serve at least to let the riders start the day with cool air conditioning on their dishevelled faces. Yes, we're talking about a classic southern city with a great wine tradition and horse shows and even with its own circuit for motorsports. But instead, Omeri Sports and Javier Guillen wanted to return to the supermarket chain with the multi-million sponsorship and advertising that has even served to fill with memes the new Twitter of our channel @UncleCycling, where I hope the majority of you are already following us to learn all kinds of doping information that we dare not tell here. Of course, the big news of the day regarding doping is the final resolution of the Michael Hessmann case, the popular German cyclist who, in his first year as a professional in the ranks of the Rabobank team, already tested positive for a diuretic at the end of the Giro d'Italia, one where he helped the Slovenian skier to win. Only 7 months of sanction, plus the year where Richard Plöger himself removed him from all competition. And so, in March, he will be able to compete in Tirreno Adriatico or Paris-Nice. Another real mark of shame for WADA and the UCI of Selfie-Le-Patillon. For simply having collaborated in the investigation, the sanction penalty has been reduced. Let's hope that the words of Hessmann serve to catch a much bigger fish, because otherwise we would not understand another sanction so benevolent for a cheater like the German. Now, rumours place him for the 2025 season in the new favourite team of cycling doping debris, the Benesto of Tramadelito Quintana and the dinosaur Unzue, desperate to find carrier pigeons that will take him to glory for as little outlay as possible. Subscribe to the channel for more cycling content, and now let's see what the cycling day has brought us. Thanks to our friends at Lanterne Rouge, Nightjacker and Cycling Graphs, we got a look at the outlandish performances of cycling's newest monster, Jano Vida, at the Tour de l'Avenir. Yes, the leader of the competition is the Brit Joe Blackmore of the Jewish Israel Premier Tech team. But the Belgian of the Lotto team, only 18 years old, he was the one who destroyed the pack on the ascent to La Rosière, with an ascent faster than that made by men like the White Kenyan or Tramadelito Quintana, and only 9 seconds slower than the record of the Welsh beer lover, G. No doubt with the man suspended by his own team, Lennart van Eetvelt, and the Belgian national and Tour of Denmark champion, and now this Jano Vida, we expect to see a flying Lotto in the coming campaigns with their young Belgian promises, well prepared by the sister of Björg Lambrecht, may he rest in peace. Not far away in Germany, we saw the prologue of the Lidl Deutschland Tour, with a local double of Jonathan Milan and Mats Pedersen, because you know there's always a Dane. And on this occasion, he beat the son of the doped Leontien van Moorsel of Luigi's team. I know you love it when I tell you all about these other competitions, but now let's see what the stage of the day has given us in the Vuelta España. You can see by the profile it's a medium mountain stage, between the Carrefour of Jerez to the finish at the Puerto de las Abejas, the third category Junquera, a town known for having had a Christian priest with a double life who committed numerous crimes. And help us with your super thanks donation on the collection plate to keep this channel afloat. Bless you, my children. And now let's move on to analyse today's stage. The stage began as we expected, with a ridiculous start at the exit of the Carrefour, with riders trying to place themselves between the aisles of the hypermarket. A historic image that generates shame and pity at the same time. However, unlike the previous 4 days, the riders were willing to compete and ride hard to escape in the breakaway of the stage. In fact, even as great a favourite as the Portuguese João Almeida was left behind in one of the cuts at the beginning of the stage. Finally, halfway through, a breakaway of 13 riders, each one more dangerous than the last, was consolidated. For the general classification, all eyes were on 2 men like the Australian Ben O'Connor of the Casino team, who probably escaped in honour of the guy who allegedly killed Melissa Hoskins, and the anti-Pogacar par excellence, Florian Lipovitz, an excellent manoeuvre by the Red Bull team so that if Roglic lost the lead, at least one of his teammates could receive the red jersey. But also, among those escapees, there were other very dangerous riders, like the video game cyclist and Slovenian alien hater, Jay Vine, the Belgian of the dinosaur team, Mauri van Sevenant, the Spaniard of the Breton team and friend of Dr. Javier Solá, Christian Rodriguez, and the Spaniard of the Banesto team that we already told you to watch out for, Pelayo Sanchez, who already topped the first category Puerto del Bueyar to add 10 points to the general classification of the King of the Mountains competition. On the Puerto del Viento, the Weeping O'Connor and the Dutchman of the Sunweb team without any pro victories, Hessmann, escaped from a group with the Spaniards Pelayo Sanchez, Urko Berardi of Kern Pharma, and Marco Frigo of the Jewish Israel Premier Tech team. While strange abandonments followed, one after the other, such as Jon Aberasturi of Euskaltel, sick with a cold, or the guy who won the Angliru 11 years ago, now with a sore knee, Kenny Elissonde of Cofidis, and his director, Gorka Garika-Goitia, didn't even believe that he was injured. The whining O'Connor, now without the yoke of Casino team manager Vincent Lavenu directing him, managed to build a lead of more than 5 minutes over the Slovenian skiers group, placing him as virtual leader on the road. The gap went even further out, as the Banesto team or the Lotto team, among other candidates to win the Vuelta España, did not want to work together with a Red Bull team that itself didn't want to work too hard either. And this caused the Weeping O'Connor to achieve an epic lead of more than 6 minutes, distancing himself little by little from Leemreize and heading alone to the finish line. The former Rabobank rider Pedro Horillo was following Team Casino's Aussie and couldn't believe his eyes. The group was literally giving the Vuelta España to a man who was now pedalling like in his best days, and he crossed the finish line at the Puerto de las Abejas as the winner, a true exhibition dedicated to the old Lavenu and the Casino of 1998. Finally, the Van Rysels have returned to conquer an important triumph. Behind, it had to be the Norwegian that we had already recommended you to follow, Torstein Tryen, but he did not influence the difference of O'Connor with respect to the peloton. The peloton which crossed the line more than 6 minutes behind the big winner of the day. The general classification remains with the Oceanic rider, with an advantage of almost 5 minutes over the Slovenian skier. This will certainly give this boring Vuelta an emotional charge that it did not previously have. Hopefully we can look forward to a nice defensive fight by Ben, the guy who claimed to have learned from the mistake of following the Slovenian alien in Europa. And also, perhaps we can look forward to a good offensive move by a skier who now has to overcome a huge difference of minutes for the first time in his career. Goody, goody. Follow us to find out, and check out the video on the screen. You will love it.